Sido could not prevent tears welling up in her eyes as she said quietly, "Such is the state of my father's mind, that I can now hardly be in the same room with him before he takes to shouting and demanding of invisible footmen that I be removed. In truth, he frightens me." Yan then reached out and touched her hand. Sido wiped her eyes. "What will people think of us?" "That we're lovers having a quarrel." Sido's face turned deep crimson. "Leave your father. Let me get you out. I can do it. I have the papers and the money. There's a new life waiting for you in London." He could hear her thoughts. The longing to be loved by a father who would never love her. He said in desperation, "He has never cared for you. What do you owe him?" Sido looked bewildered. Had she said these things out loud? "Come away with me today," begged Yan. "I cannot. I couldn't live with myself if I did." He sighed. "I knew you'd say that." "Is your father willing to go to England?" "Yes. The Duchesse de Lamont, who took us in, has recommended a Mr. Tull who will help us escape." "Mr. Tull, did you say?" Sido nodded. "What do you know of him?" Yan remembered Mr. Tull only too well. "Let me get you out instead of Mr. Tull. After all, that's what I'm here for." "I don't think my father would consider it. The Duchesse suggested Mr. Tull, and so Mr. Tull it has to be." Sido wished, as they shopped together for food, that she had the power to slow down time, even to stop it altogether. With every step that took them nearer to her front door, she wondered if she would ever see Yan again. As they parted, he said, "I'll be here at the same time tomorrow." He walked back to the theatre, floating on air. The colours all round him looked brighter than they had done 2 hours ago. Never could he remember feeling so alive. Why should that be, he wondered. He smiled at himself, as if he didn't know. It was because she had been thinking about him all this time. He jumped in the air, hit the sky with his fist, and laughed out loud. She loved him. It was so simple. At that moment, he realized something he hadn't dared whisper even to himself. Something that Orlando had seen so clearly in the palm of his hand. There was only one person for him, and that was, and always would be, Sido de Ville-Duval. The gravity of this realization made him once more aware of his feet upon the street. Didier's words a pebble in his happy thoughts. Like a ripe cherry waiting to be plucked from a tree. A sudden and terrible dread overcame him. He was now certain that the involvement of Mr. Tull did not bode well.